Now, we're on to my favorite reggae albums of 2010. See, I wafted through the electronic albums, the world albums, certain stuff I wasn't familiar with, folk albums. Reggae, I know a little bit about reggae, more so than folk or the other genres I wasn't familiar with. I know Bob Marley, at least Scratch Perry, Junior Marvin. I know quite a bit. I hope I'm right on Junior Marvin. If I'm not right, you can correct me when you see me. But let's get on with it. First we have Dennis Brown, the Crown Prince of Reggae. This is an anthology. He actually manages to cover Carlos Santana, Black Magic Woman, and has a reggae feel to it. It's really nice. It's a roots reggae record. It has 40 plus songs. It's a lot to take in, but each song is incredible. Some songs are better than others, but he's the Crown Prince of Reggae for a reason. Next we have Gyptian with Hold You. It's lovers rock. It's a lot of love songs. It's he has a whiny voice. At least it sounds that way in my opinion. But it's focused and it's a controlled voice, and the material matches his voice. It actually has a hit on here. I'm going to focus on hits in this one. Hey! It has Hold You. It's actually a really big hit, and Lady Saul actually covered it. So check it. This is, I guess it's the strongest material to date. Next we have Henry Junjo Laos with Volcano Eruption. This man transitioned certain artists from roots reggae to dancehall during the 70s to the 80s. It's another anthology. It has 40 plus songs, and one of my favorite lines that I've listened to out of all these records, out of all these genres, has to be, "My love is warmer than a chocolate fudge." That's just incredible. At least to me it is. But it's a lot of dancehall, so if you're into dancehall, you'll enjoy it. Next we have Luciano with United States of Africa. This one is full of anthems. This man has a world-class singing voice. You'll enjoy it. It's a roots reggae record. And certain people are calling him the next Bob Marley. I don't know if that's warranted or not. I guess we'll see when he releases his Exodus or Natty Dread. We shall see. Next we have Madlib Medicine Show, Madlib with Medicine Show number 4, 420 Chalice All-Stars. This has all elements of reggae: dancehall, soul, dub, roots. He had a previous album full of reggae samples and certain other things called Blunted and the Bomb Shelter. Personally, I think that's a better album, but that's just me. And you also saw Madlib in my favorite world, my favorite world albums, the Medicine Show number 2, Flight to Brazil, which I thought was better than this. But Madlib, even at his worst, is better than most producers. That's what I'm going to say. But it's still a good album. It's more tricked out than Blood in the Bomb Shelter. Less songs, but the song length is longer than the 2-minute blast of Blood in the Bomb Shelter. Next we have what I consider to be the reggae album of the year. Nas and Damian Marley with Distant Relatives. This shows that Nas crossed over to the reggae. It was originally made to earn money for African schools. But it has a compelling story to it. It has a purpose, and not too many records nowadays have that. My opinion. Again, my opinion. It has dancehall, hip-hop, jazz. It has anthems. As We Enter, Tribes at War. It's compelling. It's full of hope and positivity. It's revolutionary. All the things you want from a reggae album. All the things you want from reggae. And you can also have fun listening to it. But that's my pick for Reggae Album of the Year. Next we have Lee Scratch Perry with Sound System Scratch. His dub tape mixes from 1973 to 1979. If you have never heard of Lee Scratch Perry, prepare to have your mind blown. This man has the most bizarre, minimal, tripped out things I have ever heard. You will enjoy it though. It's a lot of never before heard material, so if you're a fan of Perry, you'll really enjoy it. It's some of his great stuff, but expect the unexpected. If you have never listened to it before, you may be taken aback. But it takes a couple listens and you'll really enjoy it. Next we have another Lee Scratch Perry release, with this time with Adrian Sherwood, called Dub Setter. It's still tripped out because Perry's on it. Anything with Perry, you never know what you're going to get. But this time it has harmonies and grooves. It's more so Adrian Sherwood's show. That's all I can really say about that. I hope I'm speaking clear enough. Next we have Roots Manuva and Wrongtom with Duppy Writer. Manuva did a previous remix album called Dub Come Save Me, which was a remix of Run Come Save Me. This is another remix album which features grime, dancehall, dub, his usual verbal, cerebral rapping. Excuse me. But you'll enjoy it. Next we have, I don't know too much about this release, but it's by the Uniques, called Absolutely Rocksteady, and that's what it is. You'll just want to bob your head the whole time you're listening to it. It has dancehall, roots reggae. You know, it's a fun record. It's really enjoyable. And I am going to focus on hits, at least I think. Hits. Facts of Life and This Feeling are standout tracks. All the tracks are great, but those are two standout tracks. Next, and not least, finally, we have various artists with a harder shade of black. This was originally an LP available in the 70s, 80s, and even the early 90s, but it's remastered. The sound is much more better, even from the LP and the CD standpoints. There's tons of rhythm on these tracks. It's bass heavy. It won't rattle your car, but you know, it's bass heavy. I'm trying to remember who produced it. I know his last name is Santic, and these are productions from 1973 to 1975. But it has the Santic All-Stars, King Tubby, Horace Andy, Gregory Isaacs, Augustus Pablo. Has tons of guys on here, probably even a couple women. But between Nas and Damian Marley and various, and this one, they're both almost tied for Album of the Year, but Nas and Damian Marley win it again. And that's it for this one. My next installment, we will be transitioning from God, to some evil stuff, some dark, black. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to take a shower after you listen to some of these next ones. We are moving into metal, which concerns the devil. That's it for this one. Bye-bye for now.